Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos. He's Max Howell, and he is Forrest Lee as we start our show on a Thursday. And of course, we've got a lot of information about different game changes tonight because of some potential bad weather on Friday night. So we're going to be giving you that information. Max Howell, it's always a pleasure, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
To see you.
Always my pleasure.
And of course, Forrest, is a very, very important member of our team. And of course, it is a Thursday, so we will have our Picket Show today, sponsored by Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy. And I want to say hello to all those great people and all. Tremendous sales going on out at Premier today. Remember, nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody. Forrest, tell us about it.
That's right. A lot of game changes tonight because of the upcoming weather. Brantley versus Elba, big game. That game has been moved to tonight. The Crenshaw Christian Academy game at Chambers will be moved tonight. The Highland Home game at Lynette has been moved to tonight, from what I understand. And, of course, the Charles Edison game versus Carroll has already been scheduled. It was scheduled for tonight at Memorial Stadium. So that is
regularly scheduled, yeah.
And so there are some key games in local football tonight, and pretty big games in college football this weekend.
And if you'll be real patient, I'll let you know who's going to win in high school and college today. And of course, Max, tell us about what's going on. Of course, you're in and out here to talk sports, but you're also in and out here to talk business too.
We came into Troy yesterday for a big business meeting today, and excited about joining forces with Troy University. Dr. Hawkins has been a very good friend for a long time, as you know, and they've got a new project and a new program on campus with the basically the polymers industry, which is bioplastics. Of course, you've got the largest recycling company in the world,
right here in Troy,
with K&W. We visit with those guys.
I'll always remember. Why don't we recycle it? When they were talking about that big, tall stack of battery cases. The little kid in the back said, why don't we recycle it? And now they're the largest recyclers of plastics in the world, right here in Troy.
Visited with the president out there, Kenny Campbell, yesterday, and he walked us through kind of the history of the business and kind of where they go to pick up the recycling products and all, and very interesting.
I'm sure you saw some pictures of Wiley and his dad out there. And of course, they were the innovators of all of this, and great people.
I think, Mike, because of who they deal with and where it's probably still one of the best kept secrets around is the location and really what they do. But as I recall, it was kind of a spinoff from Wiley Sanders Trucking when they started back picking up all the batteries and the plastics and just built a worldwide industry out of it.
And somebody might not realize it, but probably more paint cans are made in Troy, Alabama than anywhere else.
Those are the things that, the average citizen walking down the street has no clue about.
Right.
I didn't know it. I had no idea until we got involved with them.
Yeah.
So, but very interesting here. We feel very privileged to become a partner with Troy University. And paint is a bad word at my house.
Yeah.
I don't like to hear it.
Of course, we're gonna have fun today with our contest, and you're going to be involved in it today too, Max. So you need to go down and see who you like now and circle it. And of course, as Forrest said, we've got a lot of things going on in our community, especially this weekend. Troy plays Alabama A&M, but because of the bad weather, the A&M band is not coming.
Really?
Yeah, but Troy, the Sound of the South will be there. Which will be plenty of great music.
That's a 6 o'clock kick Saturday night.
Yeah, that's right.
Here on the campus of Troy University. I want to mention this too. Tomorrow, Troy Bank and Trust is sponsoring 3 blood drives at the same time. One will be at the downtown branch. The other will be at downtown Brundage branch on Main Street, and there will be another location at the Charles Simpson Child Health Care Center in Troy, and it'll be from 9 o'clock till 5 tomorrow. So plan your day around that. There's a need for that. This drive is in conjunction with the Childhood Cancer Awareness Month that we have this month. And got some good news yesterday while we were on the show. A good friend of mine, Claude Giddens.
Yeah.
His daughter, Whitley, gave birth to a beautiful little girl, Vivian.
Right.
And I called one of our friends. And as it relates to childhood cancer, a good friend of ours that we coached together at Troop High School in LaGrange, Georgia, Clint Sanders, his niece, Madeline, is 9 years old, brain cancer, and hospice has been called in. And from time to time, they need blood, and this is a blood drive, and it kind of all connects because there's been a shortage of blood with all the COVID and all that, with people not giving or being restricted to give.
On a sad note, I lost a very good friend of mine, and Jim Campbell died recently, and Jim Campbell, one of the great artists in Pike County, and I've got pictures all over my house that portraits that Jim Campbell did, and what a talented painter he was, and of course there are a lot of people say the same thing I said. They've got Jim Campbell pictures all over their home that this very, very talented artist did, and I'll always remember him and remember him through his paintings. And what a great guy and a great friend of mine. He's a great bopper. He loved to bop back in the old days. And Jim Campbell was a very, very talented man. And of course, we lost him. He was 86 years old.
Were you a bopper?
Good morning. You on Today in L.A.? Good morning. How you doing?
Yes, sir.
Hi, morning.
Mike, I was just telling them that we lost Jim Campbell this past week, and what a talented artist he was. And of course, he painted you a few times, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, I know he did portraits of Camille and Rebecca. And I think maybe he did do one of me. I know he did a lot of portrait art throughout Troy.
Yeah, he sure did. And of course, we're gonna miss that guy and all of his talents. And I'm sure a lot of people are saying, "Well, that's a Jim Campbell and that's a Jim Campbell." You're really.
We got Max back in town.
Yes, sir. Max won't stay away.
Got Mike on Skype.
Yeah, we can see your look. You need to run back there and shave, and then come on back out again.
Yeah. I don't know if I can do that.
Well, what kind of weather down at the beach are we looking at this week?
I mean, it's supposed to be rainy. They say it's supposed to get 3 or 4 inches this weekend. So, not a good weekend to travel down here. It doesn't look like.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't look like it's going to be a good weekend to be anywhere.
All over the south, yeah.
As far as rain goes.
I got the Mississippi forecast this morning, and pouring down rain all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Well, I want to tell you how much Bill Rice and I, what a fun weekend we had last weekend. We went over to watch Troy play Ole Miss and played them pretty tough, did you think?
No doubt they did. Of course, I didn't get to the game, but certainly I was sitting in front of that TV
exactly.
watching it. But, I thought it was a good ball game. I think Ole Miss was trying to figure out who they're going to play. They don't know the quarterback yet. They alternated back and forth. They're going to do again that same thing this weekend.
But I think the guy, Dart, was pretty impressive. California.
The other kid's going to start against Central Arkansas this week.
Okay.
Yeah. But because they haven't decided on who they won't. But I thought Troy played good defense, particularly against them.
Especially in the second half, I thought.
Yeah, they did. Ole Miss have got 2 good running backs now.
They really do.
That
They
kid
ran
from TCU
hard.
that came in, he's a real deal.
Yeah.
So, it was a good crowd at the ball game. Opening day, you guys went to Grove.
Hey, in the Grove, and people say, "Oh, you're exaggerating." Let me tell you, Troy had over 2,000 people at the game, and about half of them were in the Grove.
Right.
Before the game, and it was really, really a exciting time, and I thought we held our own in the Grove.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna tell you, when I was coaching there, this was back in the 89, 90, 91, they was still had the Grove open so you could drive your truck or car in it.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course they tore the ground up so
Yeah,
bad on
yeah.
rainy days they finally cut that off. But you saw what that is come to.
Man, it's
Side by
awesome.
side
Yeah.
tents.
It's organized, well organized, and there's a TV under every tent, and that's amazing how many TV.
A lot of those people now, Mike, will stay in the Grove. They won't go to games.
Oh yeah, I
I
can
think they
understand
reported
that.
like 60,000
Yeah.
in the game, and I guarantee there's still 5,000 in the Grove.
The students came and were seated in all white. They were, but you know what? In the second half, they were gone, buddy. They were out of there.
Well, they had that sun just beat down on them.
That's exactly right. It's hot.
Oh, Michael Amos is going.
I went out afterwards. I hit up about 6 or 7 spots downtown. I had a real good time.
We went to some of those good restaurants, and I hit some good restaurants too.
Yeah, I took him to a 5-star Friday night.
That's right. And we really enjoyed that. And then after the game, we stopped by the Western Sizzling. This is a home-owned operation right outside of Oxford. And, buddy, we had a great meal there, too.
I was eating there 30 years ago.
I know, exactly. That's right. They said 50 years.
50 years I've been in business.
And you know what I finished it off with, Max, and we're gonna ask him what's for dinner now, ladies and girls, and you could just relax. We're gonna be asking him all these questions, but I had a big bowl of peach cobbler with a lot of crust and with a big scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of it. And that was after I ate all kinds of steak.
That's all Southern, isn't it, Mike?
Really was. And of course, really had a good time. And let me just say this: if a university is more beautiful in this country, I want to see it than Oxford, Mississippi on a college football Saturday, and just the beauty of that place. You're riding through there like Max, what he did. When we got there on Friday, he took us back over to Oxford. And we saw everything up close and personal, and we saw the beautiful dorms, all those huge sorority dorms, and just it was just hustling, bustling, and so many people were walking everywhere. The girls were walking everywhere. It's like putting on a beauty contest.
See, Oxford's real big in Troy.
Yeah, I know.
Town. Of course, the university's got about 25,000 now.
That's right, yeah.
But you're right, they all just kind of mingle together.
Yeah.
It's become a destination for a lot of people to retire there.
And, of course, Ole Miss did a couple of things I thought were unique. One thing, before the game, every freshman ran across the field. And there was probably 5,000 freshmen there. That was impressive.
Across the football field?
Yeah. Around, they came running on the field, and they went to their seats and everything, but they ran through the field, to get to them. And the other thing I thought was very unusual was Ole Miss didn't even work out before the game. Did not.
On the field.
On the field.
Yeah, they didn't warm up.
No warm-ups. No warm-ups before the game.
72-degree indoor facility. That's where they warmed up.
Yeah, that's right. And they're still working on their indoor facility, and it's beautiful.
Yep.
And but I thought that was sort of unique, and for them to have done that. And
I've heard of high school teams in Georgia. They'll find a little podunk field and warm up, and then pull up to the stadium about 10 minutes before kickoff.
I've heard that.
It throws them off.
Yeah.
Mentally, the team you're supposed to play. Where are they?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Walk on the field, kickoff team. Let's go. Yep.
I'll tell you this, and I'm going to say this out loud. Oh, please, Coach, don't play in that uniform. Please, Coach, don't play in that uniform. Troy went out before the game with solid black pants, and solid black jerseys, and a red helmet. And I said, Coach, please don't play in that because you couldn't even tell what number they were wearing and everything. And sure enough, when they came back out on the field, they had white jerseys and red pants.
Yep.
But so they didn't. But if they would have played that right there, that would have, we talked about ugly being like Oregon being ugly, you know. Troy was ugly prior to that game.
And the Black would have drawn that heat on top of that.
It sure would have.
Heat stroke.
But yes, yeah, the whole weekend was an experience. I know Bill Rice Jr., who went over there with me, I know he really had a big time. And I just, not on the way back, I just, you know, of course, we woke up that morning, had a big breakfast, and we hit the road on Highway 22, headed for Birmingham, and heck, I just slept all the way to Troy. I mean, but it was an easy drive. It was an easy drive.
As long as you don't go, the summertime's the worst, trying to go through Birmingham.
Yeah.
With 65 is bumper to bumper.
Yeah.
But I had an easy ride down here yesterday, same way.
Yeah.
And I thought about you guys coming through.
Yeah.
And, it was an entertaining weekend, and certainly I enjoyed you guys being there, and I know you enjoyed the ball game.
We really did. It was a great experience, and we were proud to be a Trojan. I thought we held up pretty well, and of course they took out to a 21.
I thought Troy won the game. They won the money, and that doesn't that consider one.
Well, you know,
the cover the line.
Yep.
Well, I asked somebody this. You know, late in the ball game, those white, all those people dressed in white were still in the stadium. You know, they were up 28-10, and I said, you know, somebody asked me, you know, why don't those guys going home like the rest of them? Hey, the reason they were there, they were worried about who was going to win the money.
That's right.
They were worried about being covered, and he didn't cover it. You know, the line was 22.
Yeah, Ole Miss plays Central Arkansas this weekend, so I guess it doesn't matter who plays quarterback.
Yeah, I know it. But it's gonna be. I bet the Grove will be just as full, don't you think?
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a core base over there that's going rain, shine, or whatever the weather is, whoever they play.
Yeah.
Some will be, you know, a little more active than others, but Kevin's done a good job.
Yeah.
He's a personality.
He's an Ole Miss guy. You would think that he would be the kind of coach that Ole Miss would have.
Well, they jumped his salary to 7.5 after last year. That's the first 10-win season they've had since Johnny Ball was there. So he's doing a good job. He's good with the media. And I think the kids like playing for him because he throws the ball around a lot. They do a lot of innovative things.
But you know what? One for them was running the football, and I thought Troy would be stronger against the run. But like you said, those two running backs were very good, and they ran hard. I mean, when especially on the corners. I'd hated to have been a corner for Troy because those guys, once they got a full head of speed, they were really tough.
Yeah, the kid from TCU, I think, is, you know.
And then they had a pure freshman. And you know what, Mike? I want to say the freshman played it at Pike Road. Came from Pike Road. Is that right?
I can look that up.
Yeah, look that up because that freshman was impressive too.
Yeah, they had, like I say, they got two backs that can play with anybody. Yeah. And the offensive front's got to come along a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, he lost 28 seniors last year off that team. He went in the portal, I think took 14 out of the portal.
Yeah.
And I believe the roster showed he started about 8 of those guys, particularly on the defensive side. So, but the Central Arkansas game, they still experiment. They're going to start the other quarterback, the kid from Starkville, this week. And then the next week, they'll decide between Dart and how he – and I've heard an interview with him yesterday coming down. Basically, he said it's not so much whether win or lose or how much, is who managed the game plan the best based on what they read.
Well, they've got the schedule to figure their quarterback situation out because they play Georgia Tech. After Central Arkansas, they play Georgia Tech, then Tulsa.
Oh.
Then Kentucky.
Yeah.
Then Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
Then Auburn, LSU, A&M, then Alabama.
Yeah.
They'll be undefeated.
Dad, you're correct. When Sean Junkins, number 4 at Ole Miss, 5'11", 310, Pike Road, Alabama, pure freshman, ran all over Troy.
And he was really good. Both of them were. But you know, that kid right up the road now, less than 40 miles away.
Yep.
So
wow, I can't believe nobody in Alabama, Auburn, or Alabama didn't sign that kid. He was impressive. I had no idea he's from White Road.
Yeah, Pike Road. In fact, it's about 35 miles from Troy.
Right. But I'm gonna tell you about the recruiting situation. I know when I was in Tallahassee, we had kids go to Auburn, right there out of Leon High School, go to Auburn, go to Florida. We couldn't get them to come to Florida State. And I talked to both the kids and the parents also. A lot of those kids want to get away from home. And that's why they'll take a scholarship offer from out of state. Sometimes they've been so confined at their home that they won't escape. And scholarship's a good way to do it.
But and then of course, Coach Bowden, created one of the top programs in the history of college football, and of course he would win the recruiting battle every year.
No doubt. The people forget. In the late 80s, early 90s, Florida State was playing like Alabama.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the number one recruiting class in the country. We were preseason ranked 1 or 2, stayed in the top 5 for 14 consecutive years. But, when all that came after when Jimbo moved in and they moved Coach Bowden out, he did win a championship with the kid out of Birmingham, the quarterback. They brought him down there, which he wasn't even on their recruiting list, to be all honest with you, James Winston. But the fact is, they won it.
Yeah.
Then Jimbo escapes. He takes off and goes to Florida A&M.
All right, we'll put this one on hold, I believe. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing?
Hey, Mike. Will Matthews.
How you doing, Will?
Hey, Will.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to getting your picks this morning, and of course, you can play around with us a little bit. Max Howell is our guest today. He's here in the studio, and this is good deal. And thank goodness for Forrest, I was able to bring Mike in there. But we've got a good forum for.
Let me go ahead and give them to you because I've got to go to court in about 30 minutes.
Okay, he's got to go to court, not to the drugstore, but like in one of my favorite shows that says, Will, I got to go to the drugstore. What movie was that?
This is the Will Matthews Law Firm Pick of the Week.
Will Matthews Law Firm, brought to you by Will Matthews, attorney at law, at law, and we appreciate him being here this morning.
If you went with my picks last week, you got rich.
All right, tell me how many you hit. I know I called them out.
2 out of like 12, I think. I think I tied one, maybe lost one
until they played
It was
Yeah, you hit them real good. All right, let's see who you like this week.
Troy was one of the few bets I lost.
Yep. And thank goodness Troy won the bet.
Well, they won the spread.
Yeah, spread.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
Central Florida -5.5 to Louisville. Louisville has gone to Louisville. I thought would be better, but they've gone worse. They've got worse.
Yeah. All right.
Alabama -20 against Texas. I think they're going to throttle Texas.
20 against Texas.
I like
right.
Arkansas State +44 to Ohio State.
Wait a minute. Arkansas State minus what?
+44.
All right. Plus 44, Arkansas State. And that was one of my grandchildren. Hey, darling. Good morning, Millie. All right, go ahead.
Miami -26 to Southern Miss.
Miami minus 26 to Southern Miss.
South Carolina +8 to Arkansas. I like this one. This is one of my best ones I like.
What is that one again now?
South Carolina +8 to Arkansas.
All right.
Arkansas's got 3 defensive backs out. So that could be they could lose this game.
Millie's waving at you, Dad.
Hey, Millie. Good morning, sweetheart. Good morning.
I can't hear you.
What did she say? You can't hear me? Is that Go Troy? You got your Go Troy? Yeah, there we go. And of course, her sister's already gone to school, and Mike will be leaving taking the other one to the other part of the county, to the other school, at Drayton Beach. All right, you like South Carolina plus the 4 against Arkansas.
Plus 8.
Plus 8, excuse me, plus 8. All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I like Wake Forest against Vandy.
What's the line on that?
Have you seen that line, Will? That line was Vandy as a favorite, and then Hartman came back, and now Wake Forest is -12.
No, Wake Forest to beat Vandy.
Yeah, I like Wake Forest. All right.
Notre Dame -20 against Marshall.
Notre Dame against Marshall. Now we play Marshall on the 21st, I think. 24th.
Yeah. Now this one you're not going to like, but I'm just telling you it's going to happen. Texas A&M -17 to App State.
I don't have an issue with that.
I don't know.
I think Texas A&M will beat them. Now, this is another one I like. I like Pittsburgh against Tennessee +7.
All right, slow down a second, and it's my fault.
I mean, Pittsburgh beat Tennessee last year.
Yeah, I like them.
All right, let's stop a minute. Notre Dame is what?
-20.
-20. All right.
Dad, you don't have to write these down. Will's already sent them.
I know it. I've got them. All right,
I know it. I've got them on my phone.
All right, Texas A&M is -17.
Yep.
All right.
+7.
All right, who is +7?
Pitt against
All right.
Tennessee.
All right, there we go.
Washington State +17 to Wisconsin.
Washington State +17 against
Wisconsin.
Oh boy. All right, okay.
Michigan State -34 to the Akron Zip.
-34.
Yep.
Okay.
Houston +3.5 to Texas Tech. I think Houston's going to win that game.
Oh yeah, they definitely might.
I like Houston.
Uh-huh.
Oklahoma -32. I'm gonna say Oklahoma's got a good team, even though a bunch of them left with the coach.
All right, Oklahoma is what now?
Oklahoma -32 to Kent State.
All right, 32 to Kent. All right, gotcha.
I like Florida -4.5 to Kentucky.
Florida -4.5 to Kentucky.
Kentucky's lost. Kentucky's lost one of their best players.
You know, and I hate to say I'm not defending the kid, but he got a DUI. That's why he's not playing. Is that right?
4 weeks suspension, I believe.
Oh boy.
Well, he should be suspended for that.
Yeah.
I like Arizona State +11.5 to Oklahoma State.
+11.5. Okay.
And this is one of my best ones of the week. Is Southern Cal -9 Stanford.
USC.
Lincoln Riley is not going to take any prisoners this year. I'm just telling you.
All right. USC -9.
Stanford.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And you were talking about this game earlier. BYU is favored over Baylor.
Wow.
And Baylor's like in the top 10.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're getting 3.5 points on the road.
Somebody knows something.
It looks, somebody knows something.
They do.
But I'm still going with Baylor. I think Baylor's a better team.
I agree
think
with you.
Baylor will win the game. But,
I agree with you.
You know, the line looks funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rick Newhouse said, I was watching their show, and Newhouse said, speed will win this game. And he said, Baylor's got way more speed.
Yeah, you're right.
And, they're a better team, but why would Las Vegas make BYU the favorite? That just doesn't make sense.
They're playing out of BYU, though.
I know, but still.
Well, you've got a lot of them.
BYU's got 11 starters back on defense.
Yeah.
Boy,
They got a good BYU. I won on BYU last week against South Florida.
yeah.
That's a BYU team that got beat by UAB in the bowl game too.
And this game is played in Provo, so you don't have a heat situation. It'd probably be cool at that game. It'd probably be 60 or 70 degrees for that
I think
game.
Max will agree with me on this. I think Alabama Texas will be close to tied at the half. And then the second half, Alabama will blow them out because of the heat.
Yeah, they got more depth. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, some cases they don't know everything. They just don't have a tag. Got a running back, and that's about it.
Now, do you have any more? You ended with Baylor -3.
That's 17 games.
I know it's
That's a lot.
17
What
games.
about the Carroll, Charles Henderson game?
I think Charles Henderson will win. Carroll's decent, but they're not. They've got one good player, Max, on defense. Everybody in the country is wanting this guy. His name's Carmelo something.
Yeah. Well,
And Carmelo last Saturday was on the sidelines at the University of Florida for that wild game they had with Utah.
yeah.
Wow.
But Florida wants him. Alabama wants him. I think he's got. Somebody said Texas A&M's on his list. Penn State. The boy has got a 3.7 average in school and will graduate early in December.
Well, that's great. That's great. So we'll be watching.
Like Florida State would want him. They're only 2 hours away from him.
Yeah.
I think Florida State's in the mix. I mean, he's got about 8 or 10 schools he's in.
Yeah. Where do we had Coach Hambright right on our show, and he's really done a super job at Charles Henderson. And he talked about 2 or 3 trips that they've made already to some schools. One of them was Florida State.
Yeah.
All right. So
Max, have you ever seen a coach have the biggest victory in his career and then almost had the worst defeat? I don't know if Norvell could have recovered if that game would have gone to overtime.
I agree.
Would have won.
well, let me tell you something crazy.
They'd have fired him.
Yeah.
Well, he made a wrong decision back when he took. He punted the football as opposed to trying to go for either field goal or first down. I saw Neil Brown did the exact same thing on Thursday night. Got beat when he had the ball going, trying to go in, and we had 4th and 2. Took a penalty, backed up, punted it. They held, West Virginia held them, came back, threw a pick. The Daniels kid threw a pick the first snap. They ran it in for a touchdown to beat him.
Did it surprise
Yeah,
you?
but that West Virginia guy dropped that ball right in his hands, Max. I mean, you got to catch that.
I understand that, but the score
That could have
changed.
been a 15-yard first down.
I think it would have been different had at that time West Virginia had gone up 10 points.
Yeah.
Better kick the field goal.
That's the guy on the hot seat. You talking about a coach that needs to win big this weekend against Kansas?
You're right.
That line's around 12.5. Will I would jump on West Virginia because Neil Brown's on the hot seat big time.
Oh yeah, he's got to win this year, and I don't know what they're staying in the Big 12. I know.
Right.
Yeah.
It's hard to. I tell you though, guys. I've recruited against West Virginia when we was at Florida State. And I'm telling you, it's hard to get kids to go to West Virginia. If you look, if you ever been to that campus, sits up on top of a mountain, there's no social life for them. I mean, it's kind of a dead end street.
Yeah.
Will, that linebacker you're talking about from Ozark is Carmelo Overton.
Yeah.
Overton.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, that it's unusual that I noticed that Penn State was not in the top 25. Now, how can that be, Max?
They're no good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Mike is Auburn in the top 25.
yeah, that's right. But Penn State, we are Penn State.
Well, who you gonna pick next week for that game? Penn
I know it.
State,
That's
Auburn.
going to be a great game next week. It's going to be one of the good games.
When you talk about Neil Brown need to win, Coach Hartson needs to win too.
Yeah,
but
he does. He sure does.
About 8 or 9 wins.
Max, he's got to win. He's got to either beat Penn State or LSU in the first 5 games. He's got to win one of
No
those.
doubt, I agree. And I'm telling you what the big wheels are saying over there too, Will. They expect him to beat either Alabama or Georgia, and that's unreal to expect that.
Yeah.
They're on the road this year. They won't win either one of those.
No, you're absolutely right.
I'll tell you what, though, they can beat LSU and beat Penn State.
They sure.
They can go 5-0 this short season.
They could.
They'll beat LSU, and I don't think LSU got any offense. But we'll see. Thank you so much, Will, and we appreciate it. And, of course, we appreciate your
Good talking to
sponsorship.
you, Mac.
Okay, same here, Will. Thank you.
And, of course, if you're looking for a place to sit, you call me and we'll go to the game together tonight. So, Will Matthews, we appreciate him. And, of course, this show is brought to you by by my good friends at Bird Drugs this morning. And, of course, if you're looking for a great breakfast, it's a place to go.
Been there and had that. You're right.
Bird Drugs in downtown Troy. And, of course, the food is great, and we appreciate it. And also the Matthews Law Firm, been around for over 50 years. And, of course, we appreciate Will and his sponsorship of our show. We'll be back after this.
Oh, Will.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick, find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Missouri, LSU, Georgia, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Mississippi State, A&M, Western Kentucky, Alabama.
War Eagle, the Auburn Tigers are getting ready to battle San Jose State this Saturday evening at 6:30. The Auburn Tigers against San Jose State, and we appreciate all of those folks from the San Jose State. It's nice to have you visit, and I know it won't be a pleasant trip going on.
That's a little trip, then. That's coming all the way.
I'll tell you what, Dad, you might need to get you a new Albie. That Albie looks like it's about had it.
Does he? Bless his heart. Hey, listen, he's gone through some hard times, but he's
Well,
gonna be
it's kind of
back.
like the real Auburn Tigers.
Yeah.
Man, that's been,
You know, Dad and I have actually been to a game at San Jose State, Max, when Troy went to the Silicon Valley Bowl, their first bowl game in the history of the school. They played at San Jose State Stadium.
wow.
And it was without a doubt the biggest dump I've ever seen for a college stadium in my life.
Had wooden bleachers.
Wooden bleachers that had splinters in it, and it was raining real hard the whole ball game. And it was one of the worst, but that's where their bowl game was. Now they got a brand new facility, I've heard. But that was not a very good, pleasant experience. Troy took off out to a 14-0 lead and lost something like 35-14, something like that.
Wow.
To Northern Illinois.
Northern Illinois Huskies.
Yeah. But that was a long time ago. But that was our first ever bowl game right there. And, it ended on a somber note, but well, we've got a lot of good games to go over, so we better get at it right now. and we're gonna go over the high schools first. And of course, everybody is looking forward to Carroll High and Charles Henderson tonight in the stadium. And I like Charles Henderson. Our coach was on our show yesterday. He's done a super job, and I think that Trojans will win the game. I'm going to take Charles Henderson.
That's who I got.
All right.
From everything I've heard, that's exactly what you heard Will say, that Ozark comes to town with one player, basically.
Yeah.
A good linebacker.
And then Charles Henderson playing at home, so that means a lot. So somebody said
they have a good quarterback, though. Carroll put 50 points on Charles Henderson last year.
They say this guy's real fast. The quarterback's real fast. So
I'll take Charles Henderson.
Charles Henderson had a bad break in the Pike County game. They lost to a player that they said that just moved to Troy from just happened to move to Troy from Florida, and they said he was 6'3", weighed 215 pounds. He was a tight end, sophomore, but he's injured and he's out for the season.
Wow.
So that was a sad note for that young man. Okay, Ashford at Pike County.
That's going to be Pike County at Northside Methodist.
Okay, Matt, you wrote that in, and I didn't read it. Pike County versus Northside Academy of Dothan. I say unless that Pike County won't lose another game until the playoffs. Wow. I like Pike County.
I like Pike County.
And who do you like?
Give me a coin. I don't know anything about either one of them. I'm going with the favorite, Pike County.
Pike County, okay. Reeltown versus Goshen. Reeltown.
You got Pike County, Michael?
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I definitely do. Against Northside Memphis.
Yeah. Reeltown versus Goshen. Goshen started off with a bang, winning their first 2 ball games, but they run into some trouble, and Reeltown's not the team that you want to have to play every week. I'm taking Reeltown.
I'm waiting on you guys.
Go ahead, Michael.
I'll take Reeltown.
They don't care those teams in our newspaper.
I'm gonna go the same way.
And Steve has Goshen. Steve has the Goshen Eagles, so that's a difference there. So Steve knows best. And he also liked Charles Henderson. Zion Chapel playing Sampson.
At Sampson. That's a
At
change.
Sampson. This is going to be a pretty close game. You know what? I'm going to pick Zion Chapel to win that game on the road. Might be the first road win they've had in several years.
I got Zion Chapel against Wicksburg.
But it's changed. It's Sampson.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll take Sampson.
That's
I'm
who
going
I
to take
got.
Sanford as well.
I got Sampson, too.
Okay.
And this Crenshaw game at Chambers has been changed till tonight because of the upcoming weather coming in.
All right, Crenshaw County.
I'll take Chambers Academy. Daddy, is your buddy still coach at Chambers?
Yes, sir. And this is a real test for both teams. And Tommy Garrett is the coach at Chambers. Hey, it's tough enough to beat them anywhere, but to beat them at home, I don't think Crenshaw will do it. I'm taking Chambers.
So you got Chambers, Michael?
Yeah.
I'm going with Wayne Grant, Crenshaw Christian.
Steve is also going with Crenshaw Christian, but I think I've got the winning hand right here.
And I'm going to take Crenshaw.
This game is at Chambers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tonight.
And you like Chambers, is that right?
Yeah.
I'm taking Crenshaw.
All right, Smith Station. You saying Smith Station at the Enterprise? I'll take Enterprise. The Wildcats.
I'll take Enterprise.
I'm going to take Enterprise.
I'm taking Enterprise.
Steve took Enterprise. Luverne at Horseshoe Bend. And Luverne's coming off a 75-point win over last week. So I'm saying that maybe they're hot right now, and Horseshoe Bend's in trouble. I'll take Luverne.
How do you get to Horseshoe Bend? Where's that?
I don't know.
It's off one of the rivers. That's where they had the Battle of Horseshoe Bend.
That's
Andrew
right.
Jackson.
You learn about
the creeks pinned up down there.
They're going to pull over their bus and read the history behind this game. Okay. Here's a good one right here. Highland Home at Lynette. Now that Lynette has not been as strong as normal, but let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all something that happened to Lynette. They had a fire this summer, and it destroyed everything in their athletic department.
Wow.
It destroyed all the helmets. It destroyed all the game jerseys. It destroyed everything in that gym that pertained to any sport. The fire just ran roughshod. It didn't hurt anybody, but it sure messed up Lynette's athletic program.
Did they have to replace everything?
Well, yeah, they had. Let me tell you this. Right now, Lynette works out at a church that's got weights, stationary weights, and that's where they dress and they work out at that. So everything has been destroyed except, so they're having to use certain elements of the city to rebound.
I'm taking Lynette in that ballgame.
Yeah, I know it.
It's because they probably be inspired.
But I'll tell you,
I'm sure Alabama's helping them out a little bit. Story, the head coach, son plays in Alabama. I'm sure they're probably trying to help them out a little bit.
But you know what? I'm gonna take the Highland Home Flying Squadron.
Who you got?
Yeah, I'll take Highland Home.
I'm gonna take Highland Home.
And Steve took Lynette. So Steve is all right now. The next game is G.W. Long and at Arrington.
Big area game.
And are they gonna play that game tonight?
I have not heard. It could change. When I looked up Alabama.com this morning, that game had not been changed at that time.
Okay, so they'll play on as far as we know, they'll play on Saturday, on Friday. Yeah. Okay, I'll take. Boy, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna take Arrington to beat Long, but Long is awfully good.
I'm taking Long.
Who you got, Michael?
Take Arrington.
That's who I got.
You remember when you coached at Carroll High of Ozark, that Long was Skipperville.
Right. Yeah,
and the quarterback Joe Kelly came from Skipperville.
Exactly right. Well,
that's a hard place to get to.
Yeah, but I think with Joe, wasn't it like a junior high first though, or maybe 1 through 10? I can't remember. It was something academically is the reason Joe came to Ozark.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course, that's a whole story within itself.
Yeah, it sure is. Okay, Brantley. Steve had Arrington too. All right, Brantley at Elbow. That's supposed to be a battle of unbeaten teams, and really
this will be tonight. That game has been changed tonight because of the weather.
We'll take it in.
Undefeated Brantley, number 1 versus number 3 Elba.
You know that's gonna be a tough football game.
At Elba.
I'll take Elba.
And Elba's got 2 running backs, they say, that can fly. Alias, the 2 great ones. You remember the 2 great ones that came out of Elba years ago? Marlon Dice and Mac Wise.
Yeah, right.
And Mac might be watching our show. Mac Wise, and he's at home in Luverne, Alabama. Of course, grew up in Elba, Alabama. He was the first player to score a football to score a touchdown on Bear Bryant's first ever team at Alabama.
Coach Bryant loved Marlon Dice, so
he sure did. He's a Scooter. They call him Scooter.
Scooter. Yeah.
And of course, I thought that was unique that a guy that's watching our show was the first man to score a touchdown under Bear Bryant's great history.
Who you got, Michael? Elba.
I'm taking Elba, and that's going to be a tough one right there. And then we'll take it. All right, it is 7:50. We're going to take a short break. We're going to come back and give you all of the picks in college football and special attention to what I say in just a few moments. Well, evidently we're not going on break, so we'll stay right here, and we'll go ahead and we'll start our call.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you are out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick, find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Back to our show, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass in Troy. And of course, we're right now, they've got tremendous savings going on in their new and used car lots. And so you're looking for a great deal on a beautiful new truck or a beautiful new car. Come by and see them today at Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep. And of course, like we say always, nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody. Okay, here we go. College football today with Mike Amos. And I got my sidekick, Max Howell, and then, of course, Forrest Lee. Mike Amos is calling in from Northwest Florida, and Steve Kemp is is writing in, but is actually on the set right here at Troy Cable, and so we're looking forward to getting ready for the college football's third. Would you say it's the third week? Is that what it is?
You had week 0, and this last week was considered week 1, and now this is week 2.
All right, week 2. South Carolina at Arkansas. Max Howell, who do you like?
You know what? I heard Will say just a minute ago. Normally I'd go with Arkansas, but I really think they've got their act together. South Carolina's building, but if in fact there's 3 defensive backs out, I'm gonna step out on a limb and take South Carolina.
Boy, that's a big upset there.
It would be.
I'm gonna take Arkansas. And Mike.
Yeah, I'll take Arkansas at home.
Steve took Arkansas, and Forrest, who do you like? Arkansas. Well, Max, everybody. Now, Mike, did you take Arkansas or South Carolina?
He took Arkansas.
Yeah, I think Arkansas.
All right. Okay. So everybody except Max took he took the game.
We don't have an injury report with us.
Well, I'm waiting. You know, I'm going to basically if they got some injured players.
We will know.
Yeah, South Carolina. I'm gonna tell you, South Carolina's gonna be one that you wait and see. When they start coaching changes this coming up winter, South Carolina's gonna probably be without a coach next year. I already know one guy. I know one school right now number one on their list is to go get him.
Okay, Missouri.
Who's that? Virginia Tech?
No,
Southeastern Conference.
Auburn.
You talking about Beamer?
Yeah, that'll be his next stop probably.
Yeah. Okay. Missouri at Kansas State. Of course, this is a good one. It's going to be hard to pick. Forrest, who you like?
I'm going to pick Kansas State.
Forrest Lee says Kansas State. All right.
I hate picking.
Now, we had a kid, my preacher's son, up until this year.
Tyler Mitchell.
Tyler Mitchell played for Kansas State. I'll take Kansas State.
I'm going with Missouri. I didn't think I didn't remember them playing the SEC, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
But they ended up winning pretty big this past week.
Mike,
Kansas State is the home team. I'll take Kansas State.
Mike, something happened a few last year. Troy had a transfer from Missouri, and he was the high school player of the year in Arkansas. And tell us what happened this past weekend with him.
Well, he never really played at Missouri, and then he sat out a year. Transferred to Troy. Taylor Paul was the starting quarterback last year and was awful at Troy. But
well, he was hurt too.
Had a win for Eastern Michigan as starting quarterback. I think he threw for 280 yards.
And 3 touchdowns and ran for another. So just go to show you that, somebody had a good idea about him, but the whole time he was at Troy, he was hurt.
Yeah.
But now he's playing well, and more. I wish him well. Okay.
Hey, did you see where Max, the Plumlee kid that left Ole Miss? He was a runner at Ole Miss, but he threw for 300 yards this past weekend.
Oh, listen, look, the year before Kiffin got there, I mean, he won 6 or 7 games for Ole Miss as a starter. And immediately when Kiffin got there, he moved to wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's a good athlete. He's a first-round draft pick in baseball, too, by the way.
And he plays at Central Florida.
Right.
Guess who he plays for?
Gus.
Gus knew something about it, didn't he?
Right.
All right, here we go. This is a big one. Everybody took. All right, Wake Forest at Vanderbilt. Give me the Demon Deacons. I'll take Wake Forest.
I'm taking Wake Forest.
I like that name, Wake Forest.
Or Wake. A lot of them call him Wake.
Who you got, Michael?
I'm going to take Wake Forest. I think it'll be a pretty close game, though.
All right, Steve takes Wake Forest. And so...
The game's at Vanderbilt.
Yeah, that's good. I got
That'd
you.
be a total about 30,000 there.
They're 2-0, Max. They're excited.
I'm going to tell you, I pulled up the attendance for the conference last week. And I just go from number 1 to the last. Wake Forest was last. Their average attendance, TV and in stands, 37,000.
Yeah.
Alabama's 4.1 million every time they play.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody takes Wake Forest. All right, Appalachian State at Texas A&M. Of course, everybody is talking about Appalachian State and their quarterback, who actually is named after Chase Riddle. He threw 6 touchdown passes for Appalachian State in a losing cause.
63 to 61.
Yeah, so.
But let me tell you, Texas A&M is not North Carolina.
Yeah, I know it. Oh, Jim, you say Jimbo?
We hope Appalachian State gets beat up pretty bad in this game because they play Troy next week.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
I'll take Texas A&M.
I will, too.
Aggies.
Who do you like, Parsley?
I will take Texas A&M quarterback that beat out the Johnson kid that transferred from LSU, threw 2 interceptions. He didn't look great.
I think the Johnson kid's gonna get the start this week. That's what I heard yesterday.
I'm gonna tell you this: if I was a betting man, I'd take App State. How many points do they get?
I'll have to pull it up. 17.
Golly, I'd take them in a second. Mike, I'd take them in a second because App State's gonna score a bunch of points.
Georgia Southern at Nebraska now is Georgia Southern's plus 23.5.
Let me tell you this, and I took, we'll get to it in a minute. All right, I'll take Texas A&M to win the game, but not the money.
Is that who you got? A&M,
Yeah.
Michael?
Yeah.
Mike Amos calling you from Great Beach, Florida.
Yeah, it's unfortunately rainy Great Beach, Florida. So I don't believe anybody's going to the beach.
Do you think anybody be eating at my restaurant this weekend?
The Red Bar?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be packed.
They bring them in there by buses.
Yeah, you can't ever go to the Red Bar and it's not packed eventually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Everybody took A&M. Is that right? Nobody took Appalachian. Kentucky at Florida, and this one's going to be a good one. Kentucky playing without their star running back Rodriguez.
Right.
But who do you like, Forrest Lee?
I got the Gators.
The Gators. That's who he takes, and Forrest is got where he misses his old LSU coach.
Joe?
They had an interview on it. Said, Coach, we're going to still give you $17.1 million.
He said,
where you want me to go? What door you want to go out?
What door? I heard that interview. I don't blame you. Gus said the same thing when he went to Florida. His was 23.
All he did was smile, smile, smile. Oh, boy.
You know he's got a condo with Destin and on Miami Beach.
What,
He's already spent about $10 million.
We talking about the LSU coach or
Joe?
Coach Ogeron.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I'll take Florida.
I'm taking Florida too.
I'm taking Florida, but God, this is gonna be a good one. All right. Steve took Florida, and so everybody's likes the same team. All right.
I mean, everybody's jumping on Florida after that big win over Utah. But Kentucky's pretty good.
Now, the next game we've got is Mississippi State is traveling all the way out to Arizona to play the University of Arizona. Who do you like, Mike Amos?
Mississippi State's a 10.5-point favorite. I'll take State.
But you know what? Look out here. Look out here. That's a long ways for Mississippi State to travel.
They left today, though, Mike.
Did they?
Yeah, they did.
They just, Arizona just beat San Diego State, too, who's usually pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, who do y'all like?
I'm taking Mississippi State.
I'm taking Mississippi State.
Mississippi State looks pretty good.
Steve is taking Mississippi State, so everybody took Mississippi State.
Here we go.
Okay, here we go. This is a good one. Tennessee at Pittsburgh, and the Vols are really red hot on offense.
They really are.
Oh, Rocky Top, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. Rocky Top, Tennessee. All you Tennessee Vols, stand up and holler. Or all you Tennessee Vols, lay down and waller.
I was not blown away by his defense against West Virginia. I'll take Tennessee.
Taking Tennessee, too.
All right.
It's a revenge game, too. Tennessee lost at home to Pittsburgh last year.
All right.
I'm going to take Tennessee, too.
Tennessee for me.
So everybody took Tennessee. So far, it's a cakewalk, man. All right.
Everybody's on the same sheet of music.
We'll go ahead and play this one. Tennessee, San Jose State at Auburn.
I know he picks
And I think everybody likes Auburn in this game. I would think San Jose State has a little firepower. I think they'll score some. But I'll take Auburn.
How do you know how good Auburn is? They played versatile.
Yeah, that's right. They played the bars. Mike, does everybody, of course, takes Auburn.
Yeah.
And what is that line, Mike?
22.5.
22.5. Ooh, okay. Auburn at home, they should cover, wouldn't you say?
I think so.
All right.
You would think.
Just give it to Bixby. Run Bixby
Bixby.
2 out of every 3 snaps.
Bixby for 220 yards.
All right, the next game we've got is the University of Alabama and the
Texas Longhorns.
Texas Longhorns.
Texas Longhorns. And of course, what a huge win this would be if Texas could pull it off, but I don't believe they can.
Well, you're talking about a while ago about the band. Texas not let the University of Alabama's band come. They because of where they seated them.
Yeah.
Alabama's going to travel with just kind of the spirit band.
Yeah.
Rather than bringing a 400-member piece.
Yeah.
Because the athletic director said they wouldn't go give tickets to a team that could actually upset them just because of the noise factor.
Yeah. And another thing, listen to this. You have to pay for every band member.
That's exactly right.
I mean, like if you got 400 piece band, then you got to buy tickets for 400 band people.
Yep.
So that had a little bit to do with it.
Texas is 7-1-1 all time against Alabama. I think they'll be 7.
I've been working on the railroad.
I think Alabama will win, and I think they'll cover the 20.
I don't think there's any doubt.
All right. Boy, now, this would be a huge win for Texas coach, but I don't think it's going to happen this Saturday. I'm going to take Alabama.
Alabama wins and covers.
Wins and covers. What is it?
What's your score, Michael? That's the topic.
I got Alabama 45 to 17.
I've got Alabama 38, Texas 13.
I got Alabama 52 to 20.
Oh boy.
I got Alabama 38-17, Bama.
38-17. So you would think that Texas would have a lot of athletes. And,
they had done good recruiting.
Yeah,
they got a good running back.
Yeah. That's right.
They start 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Freshmen.
Yeah, they do have one of the best running backs in the country. And his name Robinson. Is that it?
That's it.
And about 20 yards.
And
we're going to make a sausage, egg, and cheese casserole, Max, and have Bloody Marys. That sound good?
I agree with you.
All right. Okay.
Starts at 11 o'clock.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an early morning game, our time, 11 o'clock our time. So let's let's call it breakfast at Austin. Yeah. And that is one of the fastest growing cities in America. Okay.
25 million.
We're going to take a short break. We'll be back. Brought to you by Raymond's Barber and Style Shop in Troy, Alabama. We'll be back.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Troy Cable Security Wi-Fi doorbell camera allows you to answer the door from your smartphone when you are at home, at work, or on the go. When a visitor presses the button, Troy Cable Security sends a live video feed to your smartphone, so you can see, hear, and speak to the person at your door. With the doorbell camera, you can have your porch light turn on automatically when it detects motion at night to create the appearance that someone is at home. You can view video clips so you can always know who stopped by when you were out. Troy Cable Security. You love them, protect them.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
These teenage years can be tricky to navigate, especially when it comes to teaching my son about managing money. I'm thankful for helpful tools like Sidekick from Max. With Sidekick, requesting and rewarding money is easy. He can earn it by completing chores, making honor roll, or simply making a request from his own app. I love that I can easily monitor his purchases and set limits to help him learn to make smart choices with his spending, even on video games. Sidekick. Find it in your Max app.
Our wide selection of pre-owned vehicles looks so good, you'll think they're new.
So take the short drive to Bill Jackson Ford in Troy, where you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Ford, Troy, Alabama.
Anybody watch Jackson State Sunday?
Oh, I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, prime time fun looked pretty
They
good.
ran up at they scored.
Okay, back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Troy Bank and Trust Company. Remember, Troy Bank and Trust Company is the only bank you'll ever need, and of course, we appreciate them. And also want to also mention our good friends at Bird Drugs this morning, and we're going to have breakfast there after the show's over. And also Green Hills Funeral Home, my good friends Benny and Prissy, and just class all the way, and we appreciate them. And I also want to mention too, before we forget, Hook's Barbecue will soon be open in downtown Troy, and of course, like we said, it's not going to be just all barbecue. It's going to be a great menu of items at that restaurant on the corner in downtown Troy. So it's going to be fun that we've got another eatery in downtown Troy. Okay, here we go. Taking a look at them, we've got Louisville at Central Florida. That's supposed to be played on Friday night in Orlando. Max Howell, who do you like?
I'm taking Central Florida.
And
Gus Malzahn.
He's gonna build quite a program there, no question about it. I'll take UCF.
Yeah, weird line here though. In Vegas, Louisville got beat 31-7 by Syracuse, but the line in Vegas is down to 5. Louisville, I guess they feel like they're going to play Central Florida tough, but I'll take UCF.
I concur.
All right. That's another one that I think. What is that line, Mike?
5.
Boy, hey, that is. I'll take Central Florida all over again, no question. All right.
Louisville beat Central Florida last year.
Yeah, well, they're playing at Central Florida, and it's going to be hot for those Kentucky guys. And I'll take Central Florida. Everybody take Central Florida?
Yes.
Okay, next on the list is Duke at Northwestern. And just shoot in here because somebody's got to have relief. I'll take Northwestern.
I'm taking Northwestern, too.
Playing at Northwestern. And if Johnny Musso thought it was a good place for his kids to go to school, I concur.
I got Northwestern.
You know, I'm talking about Johnny Musso. He was my favorite all-time college player. With number 22.
Right.
And buddy, he was a great player, wasn't he?
He was.
Now, he was what you call a great college player. You know, he didn't have the great speed to make it big in the pros.
Right.
But he was a great college player.
And they utilized him.
Yeah.
You know, and he was surrounded by good, good players.
I've always said Johnny Musso had 3 legs. The 2 he's running on, and then the other leg was a hand on the ground. And I've seen him actually break tackles with the hand on the ground.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Everybody took Northwestern. Here's a goodie. North Carolina at Georgia State. And I'll take North Carolina.
I'm taking North Carolina.
Tar Heels.
All right, Mike Amos.
Yeah, Georgia State, I thought would play South Carolina better, but they did not. I'll take North Carolina.
And Steve takes North Carolina.
I mean, crazy scheduling here by North Carolina, Max. This will be 2 straight weeks they play Sun Belt teams on the road.
That's true.
Played at App State, now they're playing Georgia State and Atlanta.
Yep.
All right, here's a good one here. Washington State at Wisconsin. And now, I can't help but think of Will going. He went the other way with the points, I think Wisconsin will blow them out.
Well, they're going to turn it in and off, 40 times.
Yeah, that's right.
Wisconsin is. I'm taking Wisconsin.
All right, I'm going to take
They're going to ball control it. So
I'm going to take Wisconsin.
I'll take whiskey.
Whiskey, yeah, that's exactly right. Who do you like, Parsley?
The Badgers.
The Badgers, okay. Iowa State and Iowa. And this is a big rival game, and it's played early. Let me tell you something about this. We played Iowa State out there one year, and Troy did. And before the game, we were sitting around, and of course, it was a nice stadium and everything. And I asked the guy, I said, "Do you think you'll have a big crowd for our game today?" And he said, "It ought to be big, but a lot of it has to do with if it." He said it's the first day of pheasant hunting.
Sure.
And that pheasant hunting is more important than the football game to a lot of people out there.
And Mississippi, dove season first inning, but that's more important. Dove season in Mississippi is way more important than football.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. And Steve, is it already dove season in Alabama?
Oh yeah, that was last weekend or 2 weeks ago.
I know in Mississippi said, first weekend in September.
And
then the next big one, squirrel season, first weekend in October. And that takes more than dove.
I can remember eating raw peanuts and the dust over a dove field where they just picked the peanuts, and that was quite a time.
Yep.
But you don't see dove hunts much anymore. All right, who are y'all gonna take here? This might be the toughest pick I'm on right here.
I'm gonna take Iowa State. I don't know if anybody realized, but Iowa beat South Dakota State last weekend with 2 safeties and a field goal. They won 7-3.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Iowa State.
I'm taking Iowa State too.
I'm gonna pick Iowa.
Yeah, you're right, and that's a good pick. But I'm like y'all. I'm gonna take Iowa State. All right, let's see what Steve did. Steve took Iowa.
Forrest took Iowa.
And Forrest took Iowa. So.
All right, well, we actually finally went against each other.
Yeah, exactly right. All right, the next game is Houston and Texas Tech. This is a pretty big rivalry, and of course, Houston a high-scoring team. Texas Tech always a high-scoring team. Look for this, I would say, over in the total points. I'm going to take Houston.
I'm taking Texas Tech in that one.
All right.
I think they're better coached.
All right.
I think they'll play better defense.
I'm going to pick Texas Tech.
All right. Steve Camp took Texas Tech, so I'm out on the loose with Houston.
I'll go with you. I'll take Houston.
All right, Kansas at West Virginia, and I'll take West Virginia.
Neil's got his back against the wall. He's got to win this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he better win this one big. That fan base is.
Steve takes West Virginia.
Never good when a fan base on Instagram, every other comment is fire him. He's a clown.
That's all right.
Oh boy.
It's getting heat.
Okay, everybody took West Virginia. UAB, this is another great game.
You got West Virginia, Mike?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, here's one right here, and I'm going to let Forrest Lee take this one. UAB versus Liberty.
I pick Liberty. At home.
I'm taking
now, I will say that for Liberty's starting quarterback, Raleigh Skinner, used to be at Baylor. He broke his thumb last week.
Yeah,
so
he's hurt.
Quarterback will not play against UAB.
Yeah, number 2's hurt too.
Uh-oh.
Look, they went 4 overtimes and beat Southern Miss by 2 points.
And Liberty
Southern Miss went 3-9
yeah,
last year.
ladies and gentlemen, Liberty is coached by Mag Howell's favorite coach.
Well, he's in a good place. Look, I'm proud. I'm proud he got a job, and he's making $3 million plus a year now. He needs to stay right there.
Yeah.
Hugh Freeze blew out UAB last year when they opened their stadium, but he had Malik Willis.
That's right.
I'll take UAB in a close.
I'm taking UAB.
I'll take UAB
I'm
too.
going to stick with Liberty.
On the road. Well, you're probably right. And
it's a tough place. It's a tough place to play.
It is. I agree.
Okay. And the preacher will probably be watching somewhere, won't he? All right. All right. All right. Old Dominion versus East Carolina, and Old Dominion pulled off the biggest upset of the new football year. Who do you like, Mike?
I'll take East Carolina.
East Carolina. Of course, East Carolina's got. I said it last week. I thought they would play
They
pretty
missed
tough.
a extra point to tie the game against NC State, and then missed a 40-yard field goal at the end to win it.
Well, I'm going to take East Carolina now. Evidently, a lot of people like Old Dominion, but who do you like, Forrest?
Eastern Carolina.
All right, East Carolina, the
Same
Blue.
for me.
All right,
East Carolina.
Mike, who do you like?
ECU.
All right, Steve likes East Carolina. All right, here's one that I've sort of circled here. Southern Cal playing at Stanford. And I'm going to take Southern Cal to win the football game and win it by more than 10 points.
I'm taking Southern Cal.
Southern Cal.
Mike Amos?
Yeah, USC.
All right, USC. Everybody took USC, including... No. Steve took Stanford. Shame on you, Steve. You can't take it back either. All right, here we go. Arizona State and Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State been playing good football.
You're right. Yep.
Yeah, Oklahoma State gave up 44 points to Central Michigan.
Oh, man.
I'll take them, though.
I'll take the Cowboys.
I'm taking Oklahoma State, too.
All right, I'll take Oklahoma State, but it's going to be a close one. All right. And Steve took Oklahoma State. Colorado and Air Force, a big rival game here. And Colorado's got off to a very slow start. Air Force, I want to say this is their first game. Is that right?
I believe so.
Has Air Force played earlier this week? This year? I'm going to take Air Force. Colorado at Air Force. I'm taking Air Force, but it is a rival game.
I'm taking Colorado.
All right. Wait a minute. He took Colorado against the.
I'll take Air Force.
All right,
I got Air Force.
So everybody's getting excited about that pick. All right. Let's see. This one's got Georgia Southern and Nebraska, and